Hi, hello, and welcome to the Energy of the Week. My name is Winona. We are in a very interesting period of time right now. How are you? How are you feeling? Do you feel the change, the shift? I want to mention some astrological transits that have happened in the past week and is about to happen to this week. So we have Pluto entered Aquarius on November 19th. The Sun entered Sagittarius on November 21st. So happy birthday, Sagittarius. Sagittarius Suns. Then we have a Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius on Monday. And that's the 25th, by the way. And then we have a new moon in Sagittarius on November 30th. So there is a lot of Sagittarius energy. So it does feel very positive, kind of flirty, kind of like flirting with life a bit, optimistic. I kind of get like funny almost when I think of Sagittarius, like playful, but also a very spiritual sign. And so today we are going to do a reading for 11/25 to December 1st. So I did do the intention setting before this recording. Right before we recorded, I was just sitting with Spirit and I was just like asking about what's something that wants to come through before we did the entire reading today for each day. And it's just very fitting because Mercury retrograde is tomorrow. Well, I'm filming this on Sunday, so Mercury retrograde's on Monday, on the 25th. And so just to be on the lookout for past connections coming in. So classic Mercury retrograde things, but it's also like cuffing season, right? So there may be past people that may want to come through and a lot of other options. I was getting like people have been having their eyes on you, kind of like secret internet stalker energy. So I mean, take what resonates from this reading and leave out the rest, but that is the message for who I believe, anyone that comes into this reading, I always feel that the message is for you if you were attracted to watching this video. And so it is about people from the past. There was a lot of air energy. I got Queen of Swords and King of Swords in it, and I'm not in love with that energy when it comes to relationships, because it's giving like somebody that doesn't actually emotionally want you, but somebody that just like loves the idea of you. Like somebody's being infatuated with the idea of somebody and kind of think this is what's coming through. This is what came through. It's like thinking about like good times, like thinking about memories and maybe filling in the blanks or making things seem better than they were. So that was very strong. And yeah, just a lot of relationship energy. So just watch out for that. Mercury retrograde, it's always a crapshoot when it comes to these things. So, and also it's in Sagittarius, so it's very flirty time. And you might also think a little bit too optimistically about the past, or some people may. All right, so let's get into this. Hope that resonated for some people, or at least find that amusing. So let's get into Monday. Monday energy. Monday, what's the message? All right. So we have a King of Pentacles and Seven of Swords. This is like very business and very like, you gotta, like, there's this energy of like, we have to get things done. With Seven of Swords being here, it's almost like being, you see this character with like the sword behind their back. I haven't used this deck in a while, and I get like a lot of emotion from it. With this Seven of Swords, like somebody has like a knife behind their back, so it feels selfish, the word is, but it's not necessarily bad to be selfish, but somebody has to get something done. It's like you got to get the business done, regardless of hurt feelings or, thinking about this is what it reminds me of. I remember watching this like short where it's like somebody that was, it's like a water sign. Like water signs tend to, like, at least like I don't really imagine a world where I don't like think about everyone's feelings. But then it was like the earth sign where, by the way, this is just like somebody's interpretation. So it's like an earth sign, and they're like, I have no idea. Like, how do you get anything done when you consider everyone's feelings? Like, it would be so much quicker if you just like knew what you just like did what you had to do, and letting everybody else be able to handle their own emotions, because everyone should be. I mean, obviously be considerate, but like, if you're being respectful and you just have to lay down the law or just say the facts, yes, you can do it in a kind way, but that's not necessarily like, sometimes that might not be as clear. Sometimes you just have to be clear about what you got to get done, and just expect and respect that people can handle their own feelings and emotions. What a rant. Anyhow, yeah. So it kind of just feels like Monday is do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do, and not to mince words. Tuesday. Man, this card came out again. The Seven of Cups. So 2 sevens in this reading. 7 of Cups. This is the energy of distractions. So being distracted, having that daydream syndrome. I think it's in the United States, there is a lot of, the holidays are coming up. We have Thanksgiving. And so like once it's holiday season, I think it's common to not, you're basically on vacation mode, and that's what Tuesdays, that's the energy that's coming through, is like having a hard time focusing. I guess this is why it's so important that on Monday that we're able to focus, because like the rest of the week might just feel like, well, I'm already mentally on vacation and checked out. And so 7 of Cups being here is, yeah, we're a bit in the clouds. There's so many things that it's also kind of, for some, it might be like even frazzled, because it's like you're trying to get everything done at once. So, and you can't get everything done at once. Everything has to happen one at a time. And so there is that necessity to focus, right? Trying to carry that Monday energy into Tuesday and be like, all right, there's a lot. It just feels overwhelming a bit. There's a lot of things that are coming into our stratosphere that wants our attention. It's like, okay, well, I can only do one thing at a time. So what's the most important thing? All right, Wednesday. Now we got Wednesday with the 9 of Swords. This is so interesting. There's a lot of dark blue energy in this reading. Just like all the cards I've pulled out right now, they're all like the same, like indigo, dark blue, and Swords energy, right? So 9 of Swords being kind of the card of, not kind of, it is definitely a card of anxiety. So there is, it would make sense for a lot of people if this is around the holidays. The people that happen to watch these videos may more likely be from the States. That's like my bias coming through, but collectively this could just be the case. But what I'm thinking specifically of, like the anxieties of the holiday season, usually there's like a trope with Thanksgiving being like very stressful, because this is like when you come together with your family and there's a lot of tension. This is like the image it's coming in is like, yeah, it's like that vision of being like at the table and having people at the table. You're meant to celebrate this like awesome holiday about being grateful and being with your loved ones, but at the same time it's like everyone coming to the table has like conflicting views. So I'm also like, there's a lot of like insecurities. Like the word is insecurity in this, and the feeling is bringing up an image, and it is like somebody who has insecurities about the way they look, insecurities about who they are, and this is such a relatable feeling. It's just feeling like, okay, I'm gonna go be with my family and they may not accept. I feel like I am putting on a mask, or have to play a role. I have to be somebody that I'm usually not. Like, I'm not genuine. This is not the actual version of me that I want to display. But whenever I'm with these people, I feel like I have to fit into the box so I don't stand out. Very specific. So whoever's feeling this, I love you, and I'm here in this moment, in this space that we're together. Like, it's okay. Like, you're not alone. This is such a I definitely feel that for sure. The anxiety and the insecurity that being with the people you grew up with, which I feel like is so sacred. I feel like the family that we come into this life with has that bond is like very strong and meaningful. But it's such a test. It's definitely like such a test of so many emotions. Like, it's a tough ask. It's like definitely sometimes it can be very challenging. For some people, this is for some people, not all, but I do feel like when you are just different than the people that you grew up with, and they have that vision of you, they do try to trap you in this box. And so sometimes it just feels easier to play the role and then, for the one day or that one dinner, and then leave. Wow, there's a lot of things that are coming through for this card. So the other thing with this card, the next message is about feeling lonely. Like, with the Nine of Swords being here, you see this person kind of in that fetal position. So my heart goes out to those that are struggling, if they have somebody that they love, or they feel kind of lonely and outside this week, just feeling kind of an outcast. Just just a feeling of being like an outcast, and almost like the image I'm getting is like somebody like looking, like somebody outside a window, like literally looking into somebody's like dining room and seeing how like warm it is inside, and just being like, well, I don't have that. Like, I don't know what that is. So that might, just to be aware of, like, that emotion might come in, and that, just, it's okay, and to take care of yourself the best that you can through those times and through those feelings. And they're so valid. I'm just thinking about things in my own life and people that I love that are kind of going through something similar. And it's like a beautiful moment. This time with the holidays, it's a beautiful time to be with your loved ones, but it does, for people who may lack that or have had people they love not be here now, it can be such a harsh reminder of the absence. Okay. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Let's clear that out a little bit. So let's get into Thursday. Whew, all right. And so we have a 10 of swords. Okay, 9 to 10. 7, 9, 10. All right, so a lot of swords energy. This week will probably feel pretty fast. It will, I definitely have a lot of the energy of being in our heads. Maybe the reality, the physical reality and things that actually happen aren't really as bad as we think they are going to be. However, on Thursday, there may be like some arguments, some fights, or definitely some communication that you may want to cut off. You may want to end a relationship on Thursday, or you may feel like you want to end a relationship on Thursday. And just this energy of feeling like kind of attacked. Not kind of, definitely attacked. And I'm going to draw a card on that. 10 of Swords is a pretty harsh card to have. Let's have some clarification about where it's coming from, just to build the picture. 10 of Swords. Right. Okay, 10 of Swords clarified the King of Wands. So yes, this does feel like a breakup. Or King of Wands also gives like father energy. So maybe like getting into possibly some really heated talks with a father figure, or masculine people who have very strong masculine energy. It does give like a hard-headed, somebody who's being hard-headed. Maybe it's us. Maybe we're the ones being hard-headed. But yeah, someone really stating their opinion and being tough. So this could also be a butting of heads between people who have this energy. But with King of Wands being here, it definitely tells me that it's interpersonal. So it's going to be with somebody, like this ending, this rough kind of communication, maybe even cutting off of a relationship. Does not have to be romantic. It could come through. Ooh. There's a lot of energy in this reading this week that's coming up. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. How's Friday feeling? Also, I just want to say one more thing about Thursday. The other message could be that you might finally put the nail in the coffin of one of these past connections that might come in, because like during this Mercury retrograde period, it might be like, okay, like this definitely never again. It's time to like kill this karmic cycle of being this kind of type of relationship. Yay! Friday, we have the Chariot. Thank you. So, after kind of an interesting week, I'll say, the Chariot. So, some of us may be traveling. I will say that because there's a lot of Swords energy here too. Traveling is really big here, especially with Sagittarius energy being here as well this week. There is, we're all just kind of so maybe it's just general travel, maybe it's travel for the holidays, maybe it's considering moving homes or location, or even just going on vacation. So with the Chariot being here, it does feel like we are able to get over the difficulties. It does feel very free, in contrast with what we've talked about before Friday. Friday feels very freeing. It feels like we were able to get over the struggle, get over the hump, and now we can start moving and progressing again. So that feels really good. Saturday. And Saturday we have the Princess of Wands. Once again, Princess of Swords, my bad. Yeah, this week has so much swords energy. It is just a mind maze. It's just like a trip. Just so many thoughts. If you can, definitely recommend like taking some breaths, maybe meditating a bit, going for a walk, because something about this week feels it's so heavy in the head. So heavy. And with Princess of Swords on Saturday, we are getting some kind of clarification. We're learning something new. Maybe somebody calls, you get like some kind of call from somebody, and they give you an opportunity. They shed light on a situation that you hadn't thought of in a while, or kind of briefly wondered or curious about, but you weren't asking for it. It just fell into your lap, the knowledge. Somebody wants to link up. I want to draw a card on that real quick. What's the news? What's the news? Saturday. Oh no. It's a Knight of Swords. So, Knight of Swords energy, yes, there really is a lot of past or interpersonal connections in this week that may be addressed, that may need to be addressed. People don't want, like when I said link up with the Knight of Swords here, the Knight of Swords is, let's go with Gemini, Aquarius, Libra energy, right? King of Wands is in the reading too, so Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries energy. So Knight of Swords being here, and maybe, somebody from the past may want to give you a call, may want to, or maybe offer you some clarity, but the Ace of Wands being at the bottom of the deck, I think they may want to like hook up whoever this is. That's up to you. No judgment. Do what you want to do. Do what you got to do. But definitely with the Knight of Swords being here, you may get some clarity on a past situation. You may get somebody that is calling in the guise of just wanting to, catch up. But there's obviously more interest than just catching up. There's that, and there's also there's just an opportunity to learn. Hopefully not. Yeah, and maybe it's learning from bad decisions from the past, but it's also just giving energy of desires to learn. And Sunday. Sunday, we have the Five of Swords in reverse as the last card. I'm really happy this came out in the reverse because it feels like letting go of promises. Interesting, the word. Letting go of old promises. Allowing. It's like processing loss. And letting go of old ideas, letting go of things that we just know that weren't really grounded in reality. So what I'm really feeling from this card from Spirit is that letting go of our guard, in the sense of like maybe we've been holding on to something and feeling like, okay, like this is who I am, like this is what I really want, like this has to happen this way, like it has to be this way, and letting go of the guard in the sense of maybe having a hard time articulating this. Yeah, strength. It's about vulnerability. Like Five of Swords in the reverse is about like allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, allowing ourselves to be sad that something didn't happen the way we wanted to, so that we can move on. Like letting go of these expectations that somebody had to be this way or this situation had to be that way, and just being like, well, you know what, finally, like I'm just gonna let go of this grudge, I'm gonna let go of this, of my own stubbornness. That's what it is. Like, it's like somebody that's being so stubborn about how something is, and seeing that this is like what it takes, like this vision of me is what I need to be in order to be loved, and being like, no, just letting go of that image, letting go of that belief. That is like that was really hard to let go of, about letting go of that belief, letting go of these constructs in order to move forward and allow ourselves to be more of who we actually are. It feels really tough. It's like I'm proud. It's almost this feeling like I'm proud of being able to get over this, but it feels like really bittersweet. It feels really sad. I don't know what it is. So I'm just I was having a hard time articulating it, grasping it, and I guess it's kind of like the energy as well, where it's like I almost had it. Like I really wanted it to be this way. Like I really wish I won. I really tried. I gave it everything I had, and now it's like, but it's not worth it, you know? It's like not worth it for me to keep on being Sisyphus and climbing and having this boulder roll over me again, and just keep on trying and trying and trying and just never working out. Like it's time to let go. It's time to walk away. Like it's enough of the sunk cost fallacy. Like I'm okay with this being a failure. Like I need to quit. Like I don't care that I'm a quitter. It's not necessarily a bad thing to quit something that's not good for you. And I'm gonna let go of this energy. This is really tough. All right. Yeah. A lot of feelings this week. All right. So what is the energy for the week? Let's talk about the theme, the advice. What is it? So we have the Four of Swords as being the theme, the overall energy of the week. It is also what I consider our guidance as well. So the importance of rest. If things are all too much, if things are all too tough, just to allow ourselves to take a step back. We actually have the Hanged Woman on the bottom of the deck. And it is that needing to step back, needing to step back in order to gain perspective of the entire situation. Especially with the last card on Sunday being the Five of Swords in reverse, there's just this looking at the bigger picture, right? Maybe things didn't work out in that one instance, and I wish they did. But I've been doing this for potentially years. It's like the situationship, of somebody that keeps on creating this karmic cycle of going back to someone that never really chooses them, right? This is just the example, but it's an example of the energy. And it's like, in the bigger picture, let's take a step back and realize, hey, like, let me just cut my losses now. Like, time isn't real. But at the same time, like, don't you want to enjoy more of your time here on Earth? Don't you want life to feel better? Like, we can transform that. We don't have to keep doing this, And so it's like, if you took a step back and if you looked at what was happening, you would see how crazy it is, and that it was nonsense to begin with, and that it was just a cycle that just needed to be broken to allow more good things to come in. And that's just one example of a way to see it. but the need to rest, give yourself a break. This week, give yourself a break, okay? It could be tough. If you're here during the holidays in the United States or wherever you are, if it's also holiday or there's some kind of vacation, if you're just feeling this energy in general, just give yourself time off. Give yourself a break. Go for a walk. Meditate. Take a nap. Taking naps really helps, especially as it's somewhat pretty cold. Just got really cold around where I am. So, all right. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Divine. Thank you for being here and sharing this space and time with me. Remember to take only what resonates and leave the rest. I hope that this supported you in some way. Have a great week. Love you. Ciao.